listening to episode 6 of the Couples Cast here on the Couples Play YouTube channel. I'm Johnny.
I'm Melanie.
And we're here for the next 45 to an hour, or however long we go, talking about stuff that we want to talk about. First, as always, updates to the channel. We started a new Let's Play that'll be running for the next week or so to coincide with the Winter Olympics. We are going to be playing Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Sylvie and Gabe are able to get in with some plays with us, and we had a really good time, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Also, still trudging along on Justice League Heroes. Hopefully we'll have that done soon. And lots more. Actually, to be quite honest with you guys, this is our second time recording this. We recorded another one, but we kind of got off track on one thing, and it just... Yeah, it just turned out to be a whole mess of an episode, so we decided to start over. Going back to things of just like, short little topics, short discussions here and there. First off, before we begin, I apologize for last week. I forgot to mention to everyone, hey, if you want to ask us a question, email us at couplesplayshow@gmail.com. That again is couplesplayshow@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below in the description. Now, because of my job, our new hours, we are going to start recording the podcast Thursday afternoon. So Wednesday night, prior to that Thursday, will be the last opportunity to get any questions. I won't be reading anything else unless something happened to pop in while we're recording, because I do keep the YouTube channel open at all times in our Google Plus page. That's where we'll cut the line off there. But Thursday afternoons now are when the podcasts are going to be recorded, because that's about the time I'll get it in. By the time I get home, I'll render it. It'll be done in the morning and then upload it to YouTube for human consumption. So that's out of the way. Let's. I want to do. Actually, we'll leave this for the end, like we should. So you've got quite a few things you wanted to talk about. Before we start though, first thing first. No video game movie review this week again. The main thing was we were going to do basically almost a whole episode about Voyager, Star Trek Voyager. We just finished watching the whole series on Netflix, minus one or two episodes that we couldn't stand. And we were going to do the whole show, and then I just realized that it's kind of hard to talk about with two people. And I just realized that those types of podcasts don't really go over well. I mean, Rooster Teeth did these things called spoiler casts, where they would have people to come on and talk about a particular show, like Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or whatever. And the last one they did was on Doctor Who, and they had maybe 3 out of the 4 people there barely watched Doctor Who and had no idea what the fuck they were talking about, and everyone shat on them. So Bernie's like, no more spoiler casts, because people just shit on them. So, so we were going to do Voyager, and it just turned into a whole hodgepodge, and then everything got kind of messed up. So, so we're kind of focusing on that, trying to finish watching that so that we could talk about it on the podcast, and then it just turned into the whole...
It just didn't work out.
Yeah, so we're skipping that. So, let's move on. Let's move on to what you want to talk about.
Okay, remember a little while ago we were talking about Candy Crush?
If this is the picture that you retweeted, you pretty much already spoiled it for me, but I'll open it up again.
I just laughed my butt off when I saw that, a Candy Crush rehab center.
This is obviously a photoshopped image. There's a Facebook shield on there already.
Yeah, I know, but even though it's still, I couldn't help it but laugh my freaking ass off when I saw that. I'm like, I have to show this. Thank you, George Takei. Oh, you made my day as always. I should read
this voice. How many of you should check in? #Sugar Crush. Oh my. I've got a confession to make. I am getting kind of addicted to the game. I will say though, I am proud to say I have not spent one goddamn dollar on that game.
Woohoo!
If I lose lives, I lose lives. If I run out of moves, I run out of moves. Well, I'm up to like level 42, which probably doesn't mean much to most players, but I am determined to play through this game without buying a single goddamn thing and not connected to Facebook. I even played a little bit of it on Facebook at work because I got like super bored. It was really dead, and I don't buy anything, and I don't post my score to friends. I leave it on private because I'm just like, I'm just playing it.
Yeah, I was like that for a while for Bejeweled, but then I decided, I was getting sick and tired of seeing the same things over and over, and I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm connecting my Bejeweled to Facebook, and then my mother and my brother Alexander, he got me hooked up Words with Friends, and I'm like, oh, crap.
Is that, now what's that like? Is it like Scrabble?
Yeah, it's like Scrabble. But it's exactly how Sheldon explained it on the Big Bang Theory.
I completely forgot about that episode. So I know he was like passing words off to Stephen Hawking or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's actually quite fun. It definitely keeps your brain going. At least I like those brain games.
Well,
but you don't have to buy anything, thank goodness.
So it's not one of these games like Candy Crush where it's like, oh, we see you're having a problem with this. Maybe if you pay us $1.99, we'll give you 5 more moves and 3 of those stupid lollipop hamper things.
I'll show you. It's actually, like I said, it's like a Scrabble game.
All right.
You play it with
she's
your
showing
friends.
me on her phone right there.
I'll just show an example here.
Okay, so it's connected to your Facebook, and okay. Yeah, so it's just basically Scrabble, multiplayer Scrabble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, at least that's good where it's not like, it's telling you like, pay to win.
And Bejeweled is pretty much the same
idea. I've got that on my phone too, Bejeweled Blitz.
Well, it actually shows you.
You can close that down. That's fine. I have the same game. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. All
right. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, you gotta, I went to the trouble of muting my phone. Oh wait, no, it's the game itself. It doesn't.
The game, yeah.
Yeah, the game is. The games have a weird thing of like it doesn't follow your sound settings on your phone.
Yeah, not always. I mean, especially when it gives you an alert that you can have to roulette idea.
Oh yeah, it'll alert you to let you know when your daily spin is.
The sound will stay on until you actually can go into the options, and then it remembers.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that but it was like that. It wasn't like that before the new update, so that's pretty much what happened.
Well, that's the thing I kind of want to talk about too, is just that how some of these games are like really super addicting to the point where people will spend hundreds of dollars to play them. It's just like, if I just do this, I'll get through the level. All right, and then they get stuck again, and then they have to pay more. Yeah. I mean, it can go back to like, MMOs where, people are, you got that monthly subscription and you're just stuck on it. I would say for me, it's, I am an addict. I'm a retro collecting addict. Like I collect a lot of games. That's probably my own day. I'm trying really hard to kind of curve that, where I'm only getting like a game or two. Like I'm setting myself a limit per month. And once I hit that limit,
we agreed.
Well, now, when you say it like that, it's like you're doing the wife thing, the ultimatum. It's like you're only spending $20 a month. I'm like, I kind of accepted that too. I could have just said, "Fuck that! I'll just buy whatever I want, and you'll have to deal with it." But I didn't, and that was just giving me this look. Well, that's the end of the couples cast.
No. I just figured I'd do that look just to make you laugh your butt off.
Yeah.
Hey, it works.
Yeah. But there are quite a bit of people that they take this way too seriously. I feel kind of bad for someone that I know. I'm not going to name names, but he was someone that was in a circle of friends. My brother and I were both playing WoW. Not super religiously, like, we would play like an hour or two a night, maybe less, and just to be like, oh, I do this question, It's like, all right, I'm bored, I'm going to bed. All right, bye. And then we introduced our friend to it because he came over and I was doing a dungeon run with some people, and he's just like, what's this? I said, it's World of Warcraft. I was like, oh, I'm doing this and this and this and this and this. He's like, this looks cool. It's like, how much does it cost? I said, oh, this and this. And he's like, oh, and then he got his father to drive him up to town to buy the expansion. And it almost destroyed his life. I think he's doing okay now. Like, he kind of just fell off. Like, he wouldn't hang out with people unless they were playing World of Warcraft. I'm sorry to say this individual actually did the trucker trick for going to the bathroom. He had piss jugs.
Ew.
He
Gross.
did. He would get gallon containers of milk or water emptied out,
God.
and he would piss in them so that he didn't have to go up and go to the washroom. Me, on the other hand, I was a sensible person. I'm just like, I find myself a nice quarter where I'm not going to aggro any monsters. I go AFK. I walk up. I do my business. I come back. If I'm alive, cool. If I'm dead, oh crap. Oh, walk back to the dungeon to revive myself.
Sometimes
not that big a deal, guys.
When I was doing that kind of stuff too, I
you
played
were
WoW.
You were not doing. Okay.
No.
I thought you were saying that you did the piss jug thing.
No. How the hell do I do that?
Squat.
Don't ask. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Too much information. Anyway, to make a long story short, if I was going for a pee break or something, I'm like, okay, I had to go to the washroom and just be right back, please and thank you. If someone stay behind to keep an eye on me to make sure my character doesn't die. If I'm doing a dungeon or something sort of thing, but if I wasn't, I would just go like, okay guys, I'm just gonna go to a safe area, I'll be AFK for a little while, and they would ask, oh, where are you going? I'm like, to do my effing business, if you know what I mean. I remember one time, one of my friends was asking me, okay, why the hell are you saying Lort? And I said, it's S-H-I-T in English, and it's because Lort is shit in Danish. And they were laughing their butts off, because I actually had to space the letters so that way they can see what I was saying, because of the swear bot thing in it, which was kind of funny.
Now, there was at one point there where I was kind of like heavy into WoW. Do you want to know what stopped it? I was in the middle of a dungeon raid. And the thing was that I actually had a date that night. And I was like... No, this is before you and I were dating, because I was actually out of WoW for a while while you were still playing it. Yeah. There was a night where I had a date lined up with someone. We're gonna go out. I think to a movie or something, or out to. I can't even remember the circumstances of the date, but I was like, oh, I got some time to kill. I'll go play a game or something, and I think I got into a group to run a dungeon, and I think we were halfway through, and I looked at the time and I was just like, I gotta get ready for this date, so I just typed in, it's like, sorry guys, gotta leave on a date. I got belittered with such negative comments. I can't even remember half the comments, but they were so negative. It's just like, you do realize that I'm going to meet a woman, a woman in real life, a woman in real life, and gonna engage in conversation with the possibility of having sexual relations. It's just, what you even fathom with them? They're just like, no, wow, all day, every day. And after that, I canceled.
Hardcore guys.
I canceled my subscription that night. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's not worth it.
Well, I wasn't that kind of person. I never actually gotten to that point that I was with some hardcore people or whatnot. So.
No, you were still playing it when we first started dating, and
I was just doing it kind of casual. And the only times I would actually do like a long period would be on my longest day off, which would be on the weekend or so, like that. And I've only done like a few raids, and honestly, holy crap!
I can honestly say I've never done a raid. I've only done dungeons.
Well, dungeons are fun, I will admit, but they started getting longer and longer, and I'm like, okay, is this a dungeon or just a, like, for example, most dungeons last an hour or less, and raids usually are like between the lowest can be an hour, the longest could be almost like a full day, which is really ridiculous, honestly. I mean, I've played almost an 8-hour raid, and it was getting to the point that I thought I was getting arthritis in my hand.
And
I'm like, is this really worth it? So I just kind of let it die down over time. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. So I avoided the longer raids, considering I just found that it was too much time and work. Then, of course, all my friends that role-played with me on there, that we had our own little role-playing group and stuff like that, that eventually died down, and everyone else was like, okay, I have gone into their social lives just like you and I did. So it pretty much, our real lives pretty much took over.
Yeah, and well, one of the other things that made me really stop playing WoW was just the fact that it was getting too nerfed. Like it was catering more to the casual people, and they were just kind of telling the hardcore people, just like, we're not making this game for you anymore. We're making it for that person that heard that smattering of World of Warcraft and it was scared to get into it because of all those horror stories, and we're just like spending all those hours. It's like, now you buy the new update, you can just automatically be a level 90 person, completely taking out any progression of that game.
There goes all the hard work that you worked your freaking butt off for.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, I only did it once for just my secondary character. That was it.
What? To work?
Basically, if I already had one character where that was already over 80 or so, I was able to choose another character to, just to speed up one character's progression. That was it. One limit per expansion.
For me, that takes all the fun out of it. It's like, what's the point of playing if you just, click a button and all of a sudden you're warped to the end? I mean, that's like putting a game genie into the game and just like punching in the code to make yourself invulnerable.
Yeah.
Apparently there are vanilla.
I didn't mind it.
Apparently there are vanilla servers out there that have the game at its core before Cataclysm, before the Burning Crusades, where you could just play it the way it was originally intended. But apparently, according to Blizzard, that's really illegal, and they, because they're not making money off of it, and they love to make money despite people that can circumvent their software and almost try to steal money away from them. I closed my account with them long ago, and it's never going to be reopened. Actually, they've told me that the CD key for, because I have the old 5-disc CD-ROMs that you would put in to install the game. I still have that, and apparently now that CD key is no longer good. So I just might as well throw those discs out. Apparently, those CD keys are good anymore. It's some new type of activation and
makes sense.
DRM stuff. But speaking of online and making money there, did you hear about the massive online battle that happened last week on EVE Online?
Nope.
Well, apparently this is probably like the second or the largest PvP fight that ever happened, where they estimated that the total damage done in ships was $250,000. Now, when I was thinking, I've never gotten into EVE Online.
Neither have I. I don't even know of much of it.
It's basically a space MMO.
Nice.
But it's like, now this is like if World of Warcraft did like World of StarCraft and they kept it vanilla, this is what EVE Online would be. It's like it's very, very advanced. You really have to know what you're doing. Even if you read cheat sheets, you're still not going to know half of the stuff that's in it. It's a lot of micromanaging, a lot of resource gathering, and from my understanding at first, this was explained on another podcast I listened to, but from my understanding, it was when they said, "Oh, they've lost $250,000." I'm like, "Oh, do people spend real life money and build these ships and then they take them into one battle? If they're destroyed, that's it, they're gone forever?" Apparently it's just estimated in playtime, so it's monthly subscription, like WoW, like any other MMO that's not free to play. Apparently they estimate the amount of time it takes to build these ships, and and they calculate your dollars worth in that. And apparently some of these Titan class ships are just like huge battleships that were destroyed. Apparently 75 of them were destroyed. It took 3,000 to 4,000 hours, real life hours, to build these ships. And apparently the battle lasted 21 hours and cost $250,000 out of all these people's hard work. I don't know what caused the fight, but
that sounds epic.
It sounds epic until I realized it's like, with the amount of ships that were on there was like 7,500 people or 75,000 people involved in this fight. It was like, if you were in there, like, it couldn't handle it. Like, you would see like one frame every 10 seconds. There's that much lag. And I can imagine for like a space armada or something like that. But like, it's just weird. And apparently it's just, you're looking at orange peg, so it's not even like these epic space battles that you would see in something like Star Trek or Star Wars, or Bernie said on the patch today, it would almost be like the finale of Mass Effect 3, where all the Alliance ships and all the species
intergalactic.
The Reapers versus the entire universe. So that giant battle, having Reapers against the Alliance Centurions and Asari and Geth and depending
everyone else.
Depending if you kept those people alive, and why wouldn't you? I mean, I'm Paragon all the way, guys. I saved every single race. Every single race.
Same here.
Yeah, so I made sure I had everyone on my team. That's why I was able to get the green ending, which is considered the good ending, I think.
Yeah,
because that keeps everyone happy. I mean, no matter what you do, Shepard's dead, except for that before the extended DLC that came out. If you chose the red ending, which is kill the robots or kill the non-organics,
synthetics.
Yeah, apparently there's like a shot of like N7 armor, then you see like a breathing. It's like, oh my god, Shepard's alive.
Spoiler.
Oh, it's been out for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I think spoiler territory is gone at this point.
I know.
All right, moving on from the EVE Online stuff to, man, after we talked about this yesterday, and then you talked about it again, and I just realized something else about it. So a trailer was released a couple of days ago, pending the release next week of Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII, the finale of the trilogy. This awful, awful series, which I can't understand why anyone likes it. I've actually, in our circle of cosplay groups and friends, I know of several people that cosplay as Final Fantasy XIII characters, and I wanted to like sit them down on camera and have like a nice, neutral debate or discussion about why I think Final Fantasy is stupid and a piece of crap, and why they like it and cosplay them. I think it has to do with the fact that just like their outfits are cool. It's Japanese. It's close to anime. Why not? Because I think a lot of people have that mentality of, because it comes from Japan, it's cool, and I'll dress in it even if I don't like the source material. I think that's how some people respond to it. But anyways, there was a trailer that was just released to show a new outfit for Lightning, because Lightning can put on different outfits with different stats and abilities. And she has the Tomb Raider Reborn outfit. Lara Croft battle damage. Now, Lightning in the game has a shield and sword that she wields around, because it's not a traditional RPG in the sense that it's more like an RPG character action game hybrid. And in this, the pickaxe is the sword, and the riot shield would be the sword, or the shield.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I can't remember what the additional effects, but this is including the pre-order bonuses that you can get, where you can give Lightning a Cloud Strife outfit, where she looks like Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, or Ares from Final Fantasy VII, which I think was the most overrated, completely useless character in the series. But maybe just because I haven't played Final Fantasy VII all the way through, and I just heard like the outcries of the fanboys. And these are from the people that will never, ever play a Final Fantasy under 7. Everything from 7 and up apparently is golden to them. It's like, have you played 4? I'm gonna put this argument right up before we talk of Lightning anymore. Everyone hounds for a Final Fantasy VII remake. Like, they want the game remade with HD graphics. They've done spin-offs, but I will ask you, out of all the games in the series, which one's been remade the most? In my opinion, the best one, Final Fantasy IV. Because it was on the Super Nintendo, it was on the PlayStation, it was on the GBA, it was on the DS, updated for 3D on the DS, it was on the PSP. They made an actual sequel for the WiiWare, which then got ported to PSP. You can put that shit on your Vita. And it's also released on iOS and Android devices. So which one's better, 7 or 4? 4 all the way. Anyways, since you being the Lara Croft Tomb Raider collector, fangirl, fanatic that you are, let me get your thoughts on this.
Fuck lightning. Honestly, I really don't like the character at all. I mean, the fact that
The only parts I liked with her was whenever she punched out snow. Because I hate snow more than I hate lightning.
Honestly, I tried playing a few of the Final Fantasy games thanks to my friend Tara. She's loaned me a few of the games just for the hell of it. And honestly, I'd rather play 8 downwards because the thing is, I actually liked everything I saw. But honestly, I really don't care much for anything beyond 9.
Really? You didn't like 9?
I haven't even played 9, so...
It's on the we got it on the PS3. I downloaded it. I got 7, 8, and 9 on the PS3.
Yeah, and I watched the Titus one a little bit, and I'm like, honestly, he does look like Meg Ryan. And I just never really cared much for it. All I mean, for crying out loud, you're playing volleyball underwater, for fuck's sakes.
Right.
And it looks ridiculous.
If you can get past the blitzball and the laughing scene and the fact that Titus is annoying, Final Fantasy X is actually not that bad. I'm actually the HD remakes of 10 and 10-2 will be coming out soon. I'm actually going to pick those up because
I'd rather play
10 is actually one of my favorites. It's one of the ones I've actually beaten.
Huh.
Yeah, I can get past the annoying fuck that is known as Titus. It's fine. It's a good mechanic. It's turn-based. You know, you actually have to think about what you do.
Yeah.
With Final Fantasy XIII, all I did was just hit X the whole time till I got through the game. There was other points there for achievement's sake that you had to actually think about the paradigms that you were doing. But yeah, apparently, if you load up a Final Fantasy XIII save, you get her old outfit.
Yeah.
And if you load up a 13.2 save, you get her outfit from that, which I haven't played 13.2. Because from my understanding, it's just as bad. But I mean, like, the problem I have with Final Fantasy XIII is just, like, they don't tell the story right. Like, forcing you to go through the data logs to get the full story instead of having, I don't know, someone narrate the story for you. The reason that Final Fantasy X works better than 13 is the fact that you have this character of Titus who is a dumbass, who is in this new world, has no idea how anything works, comes off like a dumbass, whereas we have to go to the Jose Temple. It's like, the Jose Temple? No, it's this temple because we need to get the lightning summon. So we need to get that. We need to get that Aeon. And it's like, oh, what does this mean? It's like, oh, well, Xanarkin was this and this and this. And it's like, from him asking these stupid questions of being a dumbass, it's helping us understand this world and understand the story. Quite frankly, the ending story doesn't really make all that much sense anyway, but it makes more sense than friggin' seeds and pulseless seeds and pulsefell seeds. And it's like, there's too much similarities. In most Final Fantasy games, it's like, here's the villain, he's getting crystals, he's going to destroy the world, stop him. That's it. It's very simple. You don't have to overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
But yeah, now the one thing, well, before we move on to the next topic, the one thing that really bugs me about this whole Lara Croft Tomb Raider DLC that's going to come out for the game is that I understand that the reason they're putting this in is because of it's Square Enix. They own Crystal Dynamics, the developer of the game. Yeah. Square Enix just publish it. It's in their catalog. But what really gets me is that they have said when Tomb Raider sold well, it sold well, really well, better than most Tomb Raider games that come before it.
That's true.
And then they said, oh, it was such a disaster because it didn't make Call of Duty money, it didn't make Battlefield money, it didn't make GTA money. No one's ever going to make GTA money, ever, other than GTA. GTA made $1 billion in 2 days. No one's ever going to do that, and no one should ever
going to beat that.
No one should ever aspire to do that. You should be happy with the sales that you make in these crazy times, especially here in Canada, when they have now jacked up the price of video games by $5 and $10. That's why I'm so happy. I'm still doing this whole no new games thing. I'm buying old shit and playing old shit and borrowing games from other friends, which is what I'm doing right now. Oh, that'll be a separate topic later. But yeah, it's just like it's a spit in the face. It's like, oh yeah, this game that the audience says sold well, but we thought sold like shit. Oh, let's keep promoting it. Oh, let's release an HD remake to try and make up the loss, and put some DLC in one of our other games. That'll make up for it, and it's not going to. Anyways, let's move on. You got another topic?
Yeah, I'm just mention that,
oh, yes.
Yeah, this looks so beautiful already. I mean, the Mass Effect Foundation, it's basically a four-parter, basically before the first game of Mass Effect. It basically talks about this, one particular mysterious agent that works with the elusive man, and basically it shows has characters from the game, or not Rex, Ashley Williams, and Kate Nolenko, and basically you get to see how it all ties into everything.
All right, what we're looking at right now, this is actually the trade paperback collection, the first volume. It's the first 4 issues of this series. And I love the cover of it. It's Ashley fighting off a Geth on Eden Prime. So this is before the Normandy shows up with Shepard and Caden to rescue Ashley.
Yeah.
And when looking at this, like, we don't have many Mass Effect books. I think we have the one that's in between 2 and... the one between 1 and 2.
That's between 1 and 2.
Yeah, the one with Liara, when she becomes when she's searching for the Shadow Broker.
Yeah. And then there's the one of Tali that takes place during Mass Effect, the first one. How she
on her pilgrimage, and she's looking for.
She's looking for. She has the evidence of Saren.
And being in league with the Geth and the Reapers.
Exactly. So.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other ones. There's a great one with like the backstory of the elusive man. That's out there, and then there's one that takes place between 2 and 3. With Arya and her losing Omega.
I haven't read that one. Do we have it?
No, we don't have it, but that's something that we should really look into getting.
We're going to have to... Yeah, we'll definitely grab some more of the Mass Effect.
We'll have to go to our local comic store and tell them to hold it for us.
Local comic stores.
Yeah.
I have one on speed dial, I think. I keep forgetting to go there every now and then because I have a subscription of Backroll and Nightwing.
For your store. Maybe you should transfer that to the local one there. That's closer.
Which one? Okay.
The Comic Hunter.
Okay. Well, I guess I might as well do that.
Yeah. We're 3 months away from that. It's coming up. It comes up every May, first Saturday of May. Free comic book day. It's such a great day. You go to all the comic book stores. You get free comic books. You get some food. They got some discounts, some other stuff too, so you can pick up some old back issues. That's such a fun day. I can't wait for that. I always have a blast for that.
To it myself.
Only problem
I'll have
is
to book it off from later.
Yeah. Only problem is I'm always working on that because fuck my job.
Yeah, and my schedule just got like.
Well, that's not permanent, is it?
Well, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got told... originally, I was supposed to have, like, work most of the week and then have the weekends off, but now that it kind of changed, and then that all of a sudden went out the window. So I'll have to find out what's going on once next week starts.
All right, well, Yeah. Also, coming up that month too. Locally here, we got the East Coast Comic Expo.
Yeah.
May 17th. We're gonna be attending that. I'm gonna bring the camera, and we'll probably try to do some live action stuff there. Maybe
Of
something
course.
for the channel.
Yeah, this
Something
time
for
it's
my
going
own
to be
channel.
very close to us.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, and I actually gotta book that off too. But then I gotta correlate it with all my vacation and all that. So what's on your docket? What's the next topic?
Basically, I'll show you.
Oh.
I heard about this today on Innerspace, and you're not going to... I don't know how you're going to react to this.
Okay. Now this is, I guess, courtesy of the MarySue.com, which Melanie's quite a big fan of. And
I heard this on the Innerspace. Apparently, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, apparently he's being asked to be Jon Stewart in a Green Lantern.
I could see The Rock being Jon Stewart Green Lantern. He could pull it off. If he goes Justice League Unlimited version Jon Stewart. Let me read this. Oh, it's just saying that he's up for the role of Jon Stewart, Green Lantern of Earth. Let's see. His Rockness sent an Instagram photo of an old friend of his. Let's see here. W storylines and monologues. Okay, so here's a tweet. All I said was, #Lantern can whoop Superman. Did The Rock reveal that he's playing Jon Stewart / Green Lantern? Okay, so I guess this is the site taking a tweet out of context.
Well, they were talking about this on Innerspace, and they were pretty much split on the idea of him actually being Jon Stewart, but they were actually thinking that, this guy he could probably pull it off, no problem.
Yeah. Jon Stewart Green Lantern, I would definitely cast The Rock in that.
Because I wouldn't know who else to
You want to know something funny? Speaking about wrestlers and comic book related characters, do you know that Triple H was actually up for the role of Thor?
Yeah, I remember that years ago.
Yeah, they were in talks to cast Paul Levesque, Triple H, to play Thor for Thor and eventually the Avengers, and then it went to Kirk's dad in Star Trek, Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth. Is it Hemsworth or Hainsworth?
I don't remember.
I remember. Some funny sounding name. It's fine. I was actually watching a documentary today. I was bored. I was getting the latest episodes of Couples Play uploaded to YouTube. And I'm gonna have to upload another one because I got a content ID match. First video out of 50 videos that are uploaded right now, one of them gets content ID matched, and it's for the dumbest reason. So I have to edit that. When you guys see the notice, you'll see. But I had something playing in the background. I was watching the 50-year anniversary of WWE, and it actually got to the point where they talked about WWE films. And the fact that they already mentioned that it's a huge bust for them. Nobody goes to see their movie in theaters. No one buys them on DVD. And they only did that just because The Rock got so big. And yes, he was successful in one WWE film, which was The Scorpion King. But he slowly got away from that. Actually, no, The Rundown was another WWE film. And that actually made money. But after that, he kind of slowly went away. And now, it's The Rock... He doesn't do a whole lot of bad movies. Say what you want about Doom. He was entertaining in that.
I've never seen it.
Putting it out here right now. Next week, we review Doom. I will get Doom.
Doom.
I will get Doom. We will watch it. And we will review it for you next week. So that's a video game movie we're reviewing next week. Doom, starring The Rock and Carl Urban. And Rosamund Pike. I think that was her name. She was the Bond villain girl in Die Another Day.
Okay.
Which has the worst theme song of the Bond films ever. Next to the Quantum of Solace one. Alicia Keys and Jack White or whatever. That was horrible.
Whatever you say.
It had to take Adele to bring it back to its glory. Because Skyfall was phenomenal. Both the movie and the soundtrack.
And you were worried about it at first, weren't you?
I was worried that it was going to fall into the Nolan way of filming.
No.
And it did for a second. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of Skyfall. And we'll spoil it because it hasn't been that long out.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a point in the movie where agents are getting killed left and right by the guy from No Country for Old Men because he was a former MI6 agent. He's getting out. And he's coming after M because he's got this, like, you know, mommy complex. And he's like, Mommy hurt me. I'm going to hurt Mommy. And there's a point where she's leading this speech to, like, the British government saying how we need MI6. We need to have a Secret Service. We need a Majesty Secret Service. And the whole time this is going, and Bond's running down the street trying to stop him because he's going to get there and he's going to shoot and kill M. And the whole time this is going, like, there's a soundtrack playing. But the whole time, I'm humming Christopher Nolan's Batman theme. Like, because, like, it's almost the same exact speech that Gordon gives when Batman's running. It's like, oh, we have to chase him because he's the hero we need, but not the one we deserve, or some bullshit that ruined the end of Dark Knight and ruined Dark Knight Rises. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Dark Knight Rises was not that good. It's the only Batman movie I've only seen once. Period.
Yeah, I know.
That's the only one we don't own, minus the Adam West movie.
I do know something really...
I've watched Batman and Robin more times than I've watched Dark Knight Rises.
I know.
See why? Because it's campy as all hell.
It's campy as all hell.
I love all the ice puns. Come on, Arnold. Ice puns. I will freeze Gotham. Then the world. But speaking of, if we're going to talk about Bond, there's something I actually want to talk about. There's this, I don't know if you can get, I'm pretty sure you can get this on DVD, but I've seen it on Netflix several times. Oddly enough, it's called Everything or Nothing, which is the short acronym for the company that they made for the Bond films, and it's also the name of a Bond video game. So it's called Everything or Nothing. It's the life and times of James Bond, and basically it's just a historical documentary about Ian Fleming, how he made the character, how he wrote the books, how no one really liked him at first, but then people started to grow on them, and then he started making the movies, the fallout with Sean Connery, the disaster that was George Lazenby, up to Roger Moore and Dalton and Pierce and the issues with Daniel Craig, and it's such a good watch to like see how these movies progressed, and also the simultaneous. It's like, okay, the guy who thinks he owns the license makes Never Say Never Again, and then the real people make Octopussy, and they both like do solid movies. You're not even paying attention. You're showing me something on your phone here. What did you think of the documentaries? You watched it with me.
I liked the documentaries. It definitely showed the history of 007 and stuff like that. And
another one I really like that you can get on the Casino Royale 2-disc set, Blu-ray or DVD, is called Bond Girls Are Forever. And I can't remember the girl's name, but it was... she was the Bond girl from The Living Daylights, Kara. And I thought what was really cool is that she went around and did interviews with all the old Bond girls. So, you know, Ursula Andress, up to the new ones. So you had Halle Berry and Eva Green for Casino Royale. And I always liked them. It's like how like the evolution of the Bond girl goes. And how like her Bond girl and the one afterwards from License to Kill, the Dalton ones, it was implied that they slept together, but you never actually saw it. And their way of thinking it was because of the 80s and how, you know, AIDS started like becoming very, very, very prevalent and not really popularized, but like sensationalized, like in media. It's like, oh, AIDS is out there, be careful. Up until where at the one point there's like, oh, you can't call them Bond girls anywhere. That's not very PC. But people in the the girls of Die Another Day are just like, I was like, oh no, keep it Bond girl, keep it Bond girl, I love it. And it was a nice little piece too about Judi Dench and how they brought her in as the first female M.
Yeah.
The first female leader of MI6. So what are your thoughts on that?
I thought it was really touching and how they. I thought it was really touching and everything. So I can't. It's hard to remember something I hadn't seen in such a long time.
Well, I tried to get you to watch it a few times there. And
I think I drifted a little bit. Sorry.
All right. Well, we're nearing the end here. We're at the 45-minute mark, so I think it's time to go over questions. Q&A time. Don't really have a few questions. They're more like comments. Now, our last one we did a remembrance of Jew Wario Justin Carmichael, who sadly has passed. And I want to go over someone that wasn't left on the YouTube comment section, but was left on the Google Plus portion because he was tied into Google Plus. This is from a new follower by the name of Tao Kayer, who states, I didn't know Justin personally or got to meet him either, but he also got me into importing games as well, and the most awesome thing I have in my collection so far is a used mint condition copy of Final Fantasy VI for the Super Famicom, which was released as Final Fantasy III for the Super NES. By and far, probably one of the better Final Fantasies as well. I'm paraphrasing my own stuff. This is for you guys. Yeah. I also got one of the Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho. Thank you. God, that's a mouthful. Fighting games that came out for the Super Famicom, and I also have the Samurai Pizza Cats game.
Pizza Cats.
Where do you go when you want some pepperoni? There's one thing I can do is I can do that B-52 guy's voice really well. So you also got Samurai Pizza Cats game, Justin reviewed, which is one of my first Famicom games. You should definitely check out Angry Joe's tribute to Justin because some of the clips that he used for it were funny as hell.
We'll have to see that later.
Yeah, I watched that too, and before I read the rest of the comment, that's a lot of thing that I've been seeing a lot of people going over is that they're mad at Angry Joe for putting monetization on that video. And the backlash is like, you're doing this to make money. It's like, no, he's doing this to make a tribute to his fallen friend. And a lot of people too is like, oh, their friend, you should have put a link to the channel on there. I'm like,
dude,
listen, like, he's like, you only met him once. I'm like, oh, really? He only met him once at, I don't know, Kick-Assia to Boldly Flee and Suburban Nights. Not to mention various E3 videos that they did. Fuck, they shared a room together with Spoonie. It was called the Hotel Room from Hell. Go on Spoonie's channel. He's got a link to it. Where they sit there going like, oh my god, the Wi-Fi in this is so horrible. Like, it takes the camera into the bathroom and it's like, look, there's no hot water here. And I've been ranting for like half an hour and our pizza's not even here yet. That Domino's is down the fucking street. We still don't have our pizza. And Justin's just like, I'm fine. We're having a good time. He's like, fuck this place, man. And Justin's just all like, that's fine. I've been fine. Good time. E3. It's like, no, fuck it. I want pizza. I'm pissed. I'm surprised Angry Joe didn't use that. Then again, it is Spoonie's footage. Okay, so back onto the comment. I used to go to his chats where he would just hang out with his fans and he'd joke about getting the guys from that guy with the glasses to cosplay as Sailor Scouts from Sailor Moon. And he just laughed at the mixed response that he got from it. I've actually seen fan art of that where people drew the Take or Treat guys as Sailor Scouts. It's pretty funny. The artwork's still on there. I was especially there when Sean Faust got him into the Kamen Rider franchise. And I bogged him to check out Kaisu Sentai Gokaiger, or Pirate Squadron Gokaiger, which was the 35th anniversary of the Super Sentai series. He finally watched a few episodes and liked it. Anyway, sorry for the super long comment. No worries, Kyle. Tao. Sorry.
Tao.
I gotta get the pronunciation right. Thank you for your comment, man. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for the follow on Google Plus. I know there's points on it because of the whole linking and everything, but that's fine. And we got a comment from our good friend Doug Hancock, also known as Test Zero, who is in charge of Dragon's Lair Productions, who does a series called Video Game Bunker 4 Up, which I need to get in talks with him. We need to do some of those if we can ever get together again.
Ever.
Yeah. My personal experience with Justin was when he went through his first season of Video Game Bunker and gave me pointers for every episode. His reaction to the ethnic cleansing video was priceless. His favorite joke was Princess Sally's furry bukkake simulator from the Sonic the Hedgehog episode. That was the thing too about Justin, is that like if you wanted to ask him to check out your show and see like, hey, I'm really struggling with this, can you watch a few episodes and give me a few pointers how I could do better? And he was always there to give you fair constructive criticism, tell you what you were doing right and tell you what you were doing wrong, what to continue on. Oh, and he has another part on here. I actually have a question this time. Congratulations on the engagement, by the way. Yeah. Are you two planning on having anything video game related during your wedding? I saw one couple who got married to the prologue theme from Final Fantasy IV. We're bringing it back to Final Fantasy. We're still in the playing stages. We want to throw a few things in, but we also want to have a traditional ceremony, I think. I have pitched this idea to Melanie, and I think this is something we'll discuss, about putting the prologue for Final Fantasy as the music that will play when people walk down the aisle before Here Comes the Bride for Melanie. Because there's always a really good piano arrangement of that song that I really, really like, and what some people that were geeks and video game enthusiasts that have used in their weddings, and I kind of want to do that for ours, so that's on the table.
Yeah, I saw this one idea that I had to show to Sylvie. Basically, the bride and the groom were playing DDR right during the reception.
Oh man!
And I'm like, oh dear God, Sylvie's gonna be kicking so many people's butts in the fact that they were projecting it right on the wall. One of those. And I'm like, okay, that is awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That might be something to do for the after party, because we're going to have probably a traditional reception, but I'm in the stages of getting like people together for an after party, casual, people to hang out and just, drink, have a good time and whatnot. I'm trying to rent it out. This is going to cost a lot of money, but this is going to be a celebration of our love and also a big party. That's the way I see it. All right, so we're gonna leave you on that mushy note. Actually, we'll leave it now on what we're currently playing. What are you currently playing right now?
I'm kind of in between games right now and projects, so I'm gonna do my best to finish some games right now.
That's what you said at a job interview. It's like, oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm kind of in between things right now.
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
We'll start you off on something. Maybe
I haven't played very much games besides Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft, Terraria. But you haven't even touched those in a while.
Well, yeah, I know. I mean, the last time I touched Minecraft was like Sunday, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, we got an idea for a new Minecraft Let's Play to do. Which I think would be pretty fun. We'll leave it at that. Got more ideas for more games in the future, obviously. But more updates. You'll be following us on Twitter at Couples Play. We've got our own separate Twitter. I'm at Johnny L Chase.
I'm at Relic Raider 26.
And yeah, follow us on there because we're always tweeting about fun stuff that we find and our latest thrift store adventures. Which today I think were pretty profitable. You got yourself
another little a little door, chest of drawers so I can put my supplies for beading and some books.
Yeah, it's very, very colorful. It almost reminds me of
it's very girly. I think it was for some girl set or something.
It had to be for like some like Barbie or some other set.
I don't know, but
purple with like pink drawers. Whatever, it's not mine. Why do I have to write the judge, Rael? I actually scored pretty good. I found a Goku t-shirt. Official Dragon Ball Z merchandise from Japan. It's pretty worn, but it fits and it actually looks pretty cool. I'm actually considering modifying it to put the blue stuff underneath. So I'll just be like, hey, this is the real.
Probably just get a blue tank top or t-shirt and just kind of take it from there.
Yeah, I'll have to look at some reference photos.
Much easier.
Video game wise, we actually found two things we might be doing for couples play. I found the official Lord of the Ring games, Two Towers and Return of the King. But then again, we've been saying that we're gonna do Lego Lord of the Rings, and that's never happened yet.
Well,
it's just about getting the time right, and we've got like a bunch of other episodes that have been filmed already that are going up soon.
Yeah.
And also, I found one, and I haven't had one ever in my life. 31 years old, and I finally have an April O'Neil figure. I have an action figure of April O'Neil. Oh,
right. And remember what else that I found?
Oh, yeah. Man, I couldn't afford it because it was way too expensive for thrift store toys, but she found me fully posable Jay and Silent Bob figures. With, like, Jay has, like, real hair, like Barbie hair. I so wanted them, but I'm like, I'm not paying $20 for used stuff. Like, if I really want a Jay and Silent Bob, like, figure or standee or whatever, I'll just go and buy them off the official site. www.viewaskew.com. Yeah, that's a running joke from any of Kevin Smith's stand-up. He'll always plug the website. Because, like, some guy asked me, he's like, hey, you know those cards that Jay and Silent Bob had on? Where do I get one of those? He's like, that was from a movie. I still want the fucking card, man. It's like, oh yeah, we'll put it up on the site. www.viewaskew.com. Actually, no, he said that for when the gay guy asked about Jay, because he said about he asked if there was because he brought up the story about when Jason Mewes he said he was in a porno. He's like, wait, what? And he goes, oh yeah, like the guys were having sex and they're getting into it, and they asked if I wanted to be in it, and you said no, right? I was like, no. So every once in a while, Kevin Smith has to peruse the adult film aisle, to make sure he's not in any of those. And then he asked the guy, he's just like, you in the J area? And he's like, yeah. Everyone started laughing, and like Kevin Smith didn't get it at all. And then when he sat down, the guy went up to ask another question. He's like, hey, Kevin. I was just like, whoa, wait a second. Are you saying you're into Muse? And then off in the distance, you can hear, not yet. And then Kevin Smith proceeds to tell the story about Jason accidentally made a sex tape with his then fiance. At first it was a wedding. At first it was a wedding invitation. He was like, "Oh yeah, I asked what's her name to marry me," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty sweet." It's like, "Yeah, there's another tape." It's like, "Of what? We fuck." It's like, "Get out of town! I want to see that." It's like, "Yeah, she went off to tell her mom, and I went and switched the tape." It's like, we were celebrating. Alright, now I'm just stealing Kevin Smith's stuff, so we're going to end the podcast there. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and be sure to tune in next week. We'll have more interesting topics to talk about. Once again, if you'd like to have your question answered here on the Couples Cast, you can, leave a comment down below, which we will answer on screen. We'll read comments too. If you guys want a comment that you want us to read on screen, we can do that as well. You can do that, or if you don't want to do the whole Google Plus thing and you just want to send us an email with your question, so send it to couplesplayshow@gmail.com. Again, part 1 and 2 of the Mario and Sonic Olympic Little Game should be up while you're watching this. Hope you guys all enjoy it. It was a blast to do. And expect more, because we've got another play that we did that's coming out. So Until then, I'm Johnny.
I'm Melanie.
And we'll see you next week for another edition of the Couples Cast.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Why are we waving to this?